going on for another demo ride. It's a ride there. The GSX-R this time. Okay, you gotta clutch in. You gotta clutch in. Oh, it's light. So here it is. I'm riding the GSX-R 600. I rode the 700 earlier, and this seems very, very familiar. Yeah, it's got pretty much the same gauge cluster. There's a clock, a trip meter, and then an odometer, and a kind of a lap timer type thing. And this thing with like with the zeros. Let's put it all the zeros all the way up. Maybe that means it's got full power. Yeah. All right. Anyway, yeah, it's actually not that tall a bike. I can heel foot it, surprisingly. So I mean, if you are if you're trying to go for an R6, something like an R6, and you can't fit it, this would be a good option because it's pretty low to the ground. Man, I'm just cooking on this thing, dude. It's just heat's coming off of it. Plus, it's a kind of a blackish bike too. It revs to 15,200 RPM. It's ridiculous. It's bonkers. Here we go. Ooh, it's very light. I don't know. It feels better than the. It feels more sporty than the. I like it. You know, it feels much lighter. I just rode the Hayabusa, you know, and that thing is pretty heavy, but you know, I liked it. It was comfortable. This feels a lot better than the 750. I wasn't digging that 750. And what's going on here? Why are we all messed up here? As long as I don't get stuck behind the scooter. There's a scooter right there. Yeah, it feels much lighter. It's not loud like the 750. The sound of the GSX-R 750 is just I just not digging it, man. All right, here we go. We're taking it out on the freeway. Come on, let me open it up. Come on. Let me open it up. All right, here we go. Man, it doesn't have a whole lot of torque. You really gotta rev it. I was in 4th gear. Let's do like a 2nd gear pull. Woo! There we go. That's more like it. Dude, this thing just revs so much, man. The engine sounds great too, you know. It sounds like a proper high revving engine, you know. Are we trying to catch up with somebody? Oh yeah, dude, the dude is like way in front. Man, I'm not even getting halfway to the red line. It's so great. Alright, I'm in 3rd gear. 2nd gear. I'm gonna open it up. Woo! Alright. It just sounds fucking mad, dude. The engine just sounds mad. I like it, dude. I like it. 15,000. I think this revs more than the R6. You know, it feels very similar to the R6 too. You know what? it feels more comfortable than the R6. If you're looking for something more comfortable to ride than the R6, this one is, it feels like it's more comfortable than the R6. Yeah. It's got the same, kind of the same power band as the R6 too. Alright, here we go. I'm going to drop it in a second and just let it go. Ah, shit! Oh my god, dude! Holy shit, man. I got it to the red line. I just saw the numbers just change really fast, dude. If a cop saw me, like, I probably touched like maybe like 90 for a second, you know? And then I just backed off. Holy shit! Hey, you know what? I like this bike better than the 750. The 750 it just did not feel refined compared to this one. It's the same familiar controls. It's got the exact same controls. It doesn't have a whole lot of torque down low. You really gotta rev it, but you know, it's happy to be revved, man. You can just beat the shit out of this bike, you know. It likes it. It enjoys it. It's a masochistic bike. Yeah. I remember when I tried to rev it when I was getting on the freeway, I was like, hey, it's not going anywhere. I'm like, oh, it's because I'm in 4th gear, you know. But you could still cruise in it. Let's say, let's put it in the 6th gear and just cruise at like 4,000 RPM. It's not bad, you know. It's not. I twist it all the way, it doesn't go anywhere. But you know, if you want to go somewhere, just downshift it, man. Woo! Clutch is pretty smooth. The clutch is pretty light and fast, you know. Oh man. Yeah, the clutch is pretty light. You can go through the gears pretty fast. It's got a nice gearbox. I give it that, man. Yeah. You know, the 750 just didn't feel as refined as this. It's the same bike, you know. Same bike, same everything, but yeah. Holy moly, dude. I cannot believe how fast I just went. That was that was awesome, dude. I didn't think I would get to do that, you know, but I just kind of hung back and just downshifted and let it rip. Man. I can't imagine doing that like on a racetrack, you know. We're going so fast, and it was only 2nd gear. 2nd gear, like 100 something miles an hour, you know. You still got 4 more gears to go. How much more faster can it go? It does get quite hot. Like I said, it's baking me right now, man. I've had my fun testing the power out. It has got boatloads, enough power, you know. Not a lot of torque, but man, you rev it, it'll go. Like the 750, it's kind of like a no frills controls, man. It doesn't have like traction control, ABS adjustments, wheelie control, you know, all those fancy bells and whistles. It may have a power mode. I think that's where these zeros are. These zeros, I'll have to ask the people doing the demo rides what that is. But yeah. And you know, it's comfortable. It's definitely more comfortable than the R6. You know, the R6, you really feel like you're, you know, sitting on top of the gas tank, literally. This one, no, you're just on it. You know, you're kind of pressed up against the tank a little bit, but it's not too bad. It fits me pretty good. I'm 5'10", 175 pounds, and you know, it fits me pretty damn well. You know, it's actually feels a little small for me. Just very fast. Does it have a slipper clutch? It might have a slipper clutch. I don't know. It's kind of hard to shift without clutch, but man, it goes through. It has a nice gearbox, man. It goes through the gears pretty good. Not bad for slow speed riding. Go, buddy. Okay. other 600cc sport bike I've ridden compared to this is the R6, and it feels very similar, very similar feeling to the R6. Pretty easy to ride. You really gotta rev it though to get it to go somewhere, you know, if you want to go. But you know, you got a lot of engine to play with, dude. I'll tell you that. Just choose the right gear and twist it, and it will go, man. It's a little rocket ship. Oh yeah, it feels so comfortable to bank in it too. The engine sounds kind of similar to 750, but not really, you know. I didn't like the 750 engine sound. It does have a rev limiter. I don't know if it went off when I hit the rev limiter. But man, I'm telling you, dude, this thing is a hoot to ride, dude. It's more comfortable than the R6. I give it that. I bet it's just as fun as R6. The only thing is, so if you're going to compare this year's models, the R6 was updated this year, and it has, you know, you can change the traction control and modes, and oh man, oh yeah, it just shifts like butter, man. I like it. This transmission is very nice. I like it. But yeah, it just shifts like butter, man. Good, decent brakes, you know. You can see it's got a steering dampener down there, a KYB one. Yeah, it just doesn't have like a lot of torque, you know. Really gotta rev it. Let's put I don't really know what those little zeros over the speedometer is. I don't know. Anyway, I'll go through the gauge cluster real quick since we're just kind of just cruising here. It's very much like the Gixxer 750. It has a tachometer on the left, and it goes up to 15,300 RPM or something. It has a digital cluster on the right, a gear counter kind of like in the center where the tachometer is. Oh, come on, let's go. And then it's got the miles per hour in big numbers. Yeah, miles per hour in big numbers, and then you know, the coolant gauge underneath. Pretty much it. It's got little Christmas lights, a fuel injection, there's no fuel gauge, so you just kind of have to wait till the light turns on, or see what your trip meter is, you know. It's yeah, you can, it's light enough where you can push it really easily, you know. Yeah, not bad at all. It is a good, if you're if you're in the market for R6 and you can't fit one, this is a good bike, because it's much lower. Seat height's much lower, and it's comparable performance, pretty much, you know, very similar. Yep, here we go. Pretty fun to throw around, but I'm not going to get a chance to try that out. Just ride it, you know. This bike is very comparable to last year's model R6 is what I want to say. The R6 kind of got away from this with the update this year, you know. It has a lot of the electrical bells and whistles that a lot of the modern sport bikes have. But it's still a great bike, you know. I think if you could, I think if you were shorter, you know, if you're a more height challenge rider, this would be a good bike for you. It's light, it's powerful, it's fast, you know. Would I recommend it as a first bike? Not really. Not really, but it's not like it's like crazy, scary fast, you know. At least to me, you know. But boy, did it take off when I took it to the red line, dude. I'll tell you that. Yeah, so you know that's my take on it. You know, it's very comparable to R6. If you're a shorter rider, you like Suzuki's better. Yeah, it's one of those bikes where you really have to like play with the gears a lot, you know. You need to be shifting all the time, you know, to get it where you want it, you know. But you know, it's not bad. I like it. I like it. So the only thing I have to compare it is the R6, and it feels pretty similar to the R6. In power, handling. Now, I think the R6's engine probably might sound a little bit nicer, you know. It feels like it's more comfortable than the R6 for me, you know. And actually, I didn't really got down on the tank, but it's pretty comfortable riding on the tank too. And you just it's kind of hard to see the gauges a little bit. But when your wrists are hurting, you can just like lean down on the tank, you know. It's a pretty stiff suspension. As you can see, I'm bouncing around quite a bit. I'd imagine you can dial that in. Maybe this bike is dialed in for a heavier rider, you know. But it's not bad. I like it. I like it a lot. You know, if I was in the market for a super sport, you know, and if I was going to ride it on the street pretty often, I think I would, or you know, for longer distances, I think this one, you know, would be the bike. It's a little, I don't know if they've changed anything for this year. This is the first time I've ever ridden one, so, you know, it's pretty awesome. Whew, man, it's smoking on this thing, man. I'm telling you. Same thing with the R6, dude. The R6 does the same thing. It fucking cooks the rider, man. So on hot days, I don't think it would be it's very good to ride this thing. It's water cooled though. It's nice. I like it. Yeah, if I was in the market for a super sport, would be one of the ones I would be looking at, you know. Very smooth engine, you know. Very smooth engine, very smooth shifting. Look at that, man. I like it. You know, it's a rider's bike, is what it is. It's a rider's bike, man. It's you know, you gotta shift. You know, you gotta keep it in the power zones. No electronic aids. I think it has ABS. I don't know how much these go for. If you know, if it was cheaper than the R6, I would say, you know, jump on it. Yeah. If it was cheaper than the R6, I'd say jump on it. I'll put the MSRP and the subtitle below right here. It's a lot of fun to ride. I'll give it that. I like it a whole lot. Controls are pretty easy to operate. I don't know, maybe the controls on that Gixxer 750 are all messed up, man. Look at how downtown shifting. It's so fun on this bike, you know. It revs so fast, you know, and rev matching is easy, at least for me, you know. I don't know if you have to rev match, but you know, I enjoy doing some technical stuff, you know. What a cool bike, man. I like it. If you're looking for something just to go fast, you know, this is it. Do rip up twisties, take it to the track. This is it. You know, occasional trips around town, commuting to work. It'll do it. will do it. Maybe just throw some saddlebags over it. Maybe you can do some sport touring in it. But this thing is designed just to go, fast. To go fast in the straight line, fast in the corners. That's its purpose in life. Such a smooth engine, man. I love it. I love this engine, dude. Suzuki, you have done a good job with this engine. And if you feel like it's a little jerky, you can throw it in a higher gear, And it won't be as jerky. So there you go. I had some fun. This is pretty much the end of the demo ride. I hope you enjoyed watching me ride it. If you're a height challenge rider looking for a super sport bike, this is a pretty good one. I don't know. There's the R6, and I guess Honda might have something, a CBR 600 or something maybe. And then outside of that, you'd have to look for European bikes, like a Ducati or something. But it's a great bike, man. I didn't like the 750 so much, but this one is I like. I get a good feeling from it. All right, here's we go. There it is. This is a Gixxer 600. I think it's a kind of like a matte black finish. 4-piston dual brakes in the front. Single piston in the rear. You got a tiny little muffler. Engine sounds great. Nice rear section. I'm not a big fan of these little fender things, but this one doesn't look too bad. You can see this little reflector bounces around there. I would just get a fender eliminator kit. It's got this nice carbon fiber kind of plastic finish. I don't know if that's real carbon fiber, but it looks carbon fiber. It's got a carbon fiber pattern to it. Nice integrated tail lights, blinkers. Very nice bike. Very nice. Pretty looking too. Yeah, it's kind of got that Cyclops looking thing going. Awesome. Here's what I got.